Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Platte Valley High School in Kersey. It's another Patriot League clash as the visiting Brush Bee Diggers take on the Platte Valley Broncos. I'm John Beltran as the Bee Diggers ride a 10-game winning streak going into this one. A very impressive weekend for Brush as they beat some ranked schools. And now they face a Platte Valley team that is 8-7 and much improved. They had all this experience from the past couple of years when they went 0-16 in 2020. Then last year went 2-20-1. 2 wins, 20 losses, and a tie. And all that work is paid off for Platte Valley with an 8-7 record going into the 16th game, while the Bee Diggers, after starting off the season 1-2, have won 10 games in a row in a very busy week for Brush, as they'll also play on Thursday at home against Timnath, and then a big Saturday morning contest at 11 o'clock against University in Greeley. All those games right here on 1010 KSIR, and the Bee Diggers are certainly swinging the bats as they are hitting .420 as a team, and Platte Valley hitting .280. So for Brush, it's really not about the offense, at least based on what they've done so far this season. It's what they can do on the defensive side and with their pitching. I mean, when you take into account they've had some high-scoring games, including some victories, 12-11 over Weld Central. They had a couple of high-scoring games in their tournament sweep of a few schools, including a 4A school in there. And that's what the Brush Bee Diggers have really got to work on, and I know they are, which is pitching, consistent pitching and defensive. They're going to be a legitimate threat to contend for the state title, along with teams like Eaton and University. It's the pitching and defense that they certainly want to improve upon as they go into this 14th game of what's been a very good season for Brush. Their lone losses to Berthoud and to Strasburg. The Bee Diggers have not lost on the road, in fact. They lost 8-6 to Berthoud in late August, and then in early September, 12-6 to Strasburg, which, by the way, just lost for the first time in the season last week when they fell in Keensburg to Weld Central by a score of 4-3. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with the opening pitch of this afternoon's game from Kersey. It's Brush and Platte Valley on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the Bee Diggers starting lineup as the Bee Diggers hitting .420 as a team, going for their 12th victory of the season. And the Bee Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com as the first pitch momentarily will be brought to you by Buildings by Design. And stepping in for Brush is Cashlyn Tatalini. Defensively, Danica Foskett at first, Sadie Lynch at second, Nevaeh Garcia is the third baseman, Riley Woods at short. And the pitch is a changeup for a strike on the inside corner from Kate Hinojosa. Mckenna Hollis in left, Nevaeh McKenzie in center, Tylee Curtis in right. Miranda Farthing is behind the plate. And the pitch, and that's down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cashlyn Tatalini, the table setter here for Brush. And the pitch, that's upstairs and all the way to the screen. At 2 balls and 1 strike, excuse me. And we'll get the Bee Diggers in their individual averages, and that's upstairs. It's 3-1. Big happy birthday to the Schwami today, our public address announcer for all Brush events. That would be Paul Acosta. And he is the longtime voice and public address announcer. 3-1. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Hope Schwami's having an incredible day. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Game number 16 for Platte Valley. And game number 14 for Brush. The Beat Diggers in their road whites with the black pants and navy blue tops for Platte Valley with the white pants. And the payoff pitch swung on and lifted towards the shortstop, and going back, it's going to get right over her head for a base hit. Riley Woods did not get a jump on that. It barely got into the grass. I don't know if she misjudged it, but did not get a jump on that. And it was a flare that landed closer to the shortstop than to any outfielder, but the Beat Diggers will take it for a pop fly single. Here's Braylon Rule, who's been tearing it up all season. That pitch is a strike, runner to second to throw. The head first slide, and it's a stolen base for Tatalini. That's what Tatalini's been doing all year. Braylon Rule is hitting .625. He has been tough to retire all season. No balls and one strike. The Beat Diggers looking for a big first inning. And the pitch, and that bounces in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carly Tatalini's on deck, followed by Alicia Hernandez. Brisa Aguirre Garcia hits 5th. Avery Lefevre in the 6th position. The pitch swung on and lifted towards second base. That ball is caught. You wonder about the jumps they're getting, but on the edge of the grass, it's caught by Sadie Lynch. There's 1 down. Batting 7th for Brush is Mason Unrein. Olivia Gillick, the first baseman, hits 8th, and Amaya Bruno, the catcher, bats 9th. So one of the rare times that Braylon Rule has retired this season. And here's Carly Tatalini. The offering. That's a strike on the outer half of the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch down and away, and the count levels at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carly Tatalini. And the pitch, and that bounces in. Nice stop there by Farthing. 2-1. With a runner at second, a base hit to lead off the game from Carly Tatalini. Make it Cashlin. Carly's at the plate. And the offering. Swung on and grounded on 1 hop right underneath the glove of the first baseman, Foskett. The throw to first late. Breaking for the plate, the slide, and in there. Oh, they're going to call her out, but that's not a good call. Oh, that is an awful call at home plate. She clearly slid in head first, and Tom Odell can't believe it. And now the hitter to second. That is a terrible call at the plate. I don't know how she was called out. It was clear that the head first slide in the hand got in ahead of the tag. So there's 2 down, and Platte Valley catches a huge break. It will be an error on the first baseman, Danica Foskett. But that is a horrendous call at the plate. I mean, there was no doubt that she was safe at home, and that's not me being a homer. That was pretty clear, but... And Tom Odell not happy about that. There's 2 down. And here's Alicia Hernandez. Yeah, I don't know how that call's made. The pitch swung on and grounded right back to the circle, and the throw to first is right there, and the Beat Diggers are robbed of a run in the top of the first inning. For the Beat Diggers, no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first. The Beat Diggers do not score, and Platte Valley is coming to bat on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the bottom of the first inning. The Beat Diggers don't score, and Kate Hinojosa stepping in for Platte Valley against right-hander Braylon Rule. Will set the Beat Diggers defensively in the pitch, and that is right there for a strike down the middle, belt high. Olivia Gillick at first, Brisa Aguirre Garcia at second. Third baseman's Alicia Hernandez, Carly Tatalini at short. It's Cashlin in left, Avery Lefevre in center, Mason Unrein in right, and the pitch up and away, and the count levels at 1-1. Is Amaya Bruno and Braylon Rule. He's really only had 1 tough outing. I believe that was a Strasburg game. Is in the circle. And the pitch swung on and grounded on 1 hop right back to Braylon. Lobs it to first for the out. Nice play made by the Beat-Digger pitcher, one down. Here's the rest of the lineup for Platte Valley. Batting second is the second baseman, Sadie Lynch, who's a left-handed hitter. Riley Woods, the shortstop, hits third. The catcher bats fourth. That's Miranda Farthing. Nevaeh Garcia, the third baseman, hits fifth. Nevaeh McKenzie in center hits sixth. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Mckenna Hollis. Right fielder, Tylee Curtis hits eighth. And Danica Foskett, the first baseman, bats ninth, and the pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. That offering is grounded foul along the third base side. Count is at 1-1. Here to Sadie Lynch. 1 out, the base is empty in the bottom of the first inning, and the offering up and away. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch way outside. That's the issue with Brush. You've got 3 solid pitchers, but at times, where's the ball going? Because that was nowhere close. That would have been behind a right-handed hitter, 3-1. And there's your walk. That's way outside. And that'll bring up Riley Woods. Right-handed hitter for Platte Valley. Woods hitting .361. Lots of pop. The pitch. That's right there for a strike on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Woods. And the pitch. Outside runner to second. The throw and the slide and out at second base as the tag was applied by Tatalini. And Sadie Lynch is cut down. And there's 2 down. So Woods up there now with the bases empty and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. And the offering swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop, Tatalini, with a throw to first is right there. And it's essentially a 1-2-3 inning, even though Platte Valley had a base runner. We head to the second inning here in Kersey. For the Beat-Diggers and Platte Valley Broncos scoreless on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and that's all parts of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the top of the second inning. The Beat-Diggers and Platte Valley Broncos are scoreless. Here is Brisa Aguirre Garcia hitting out of the 5 hole. 5, 6, and 7 for Brush. Aguirre Garcia, Lefevre, and Unrein against right-hander Kate Hinojosa. The Beat-Diggers won handily against Platte Valley each of the last 2 years, but this team is much improved. And the pitch, and that is a little bit up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. To Aguirre Garcia. Brisa with plenty of power. Looking in as Hinojosa. Adjusting that mask. And the offering. That's a strike on the inside corner. Brisa hitting .485. And again, for a team that is hitting .428 on the year. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Changeup is driven foul down the left side. Count is at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Top of the second inning, no score. The Beat-Diggers had a base runner and looked like that Tatalini scored Casham, but was called out at the plate. That's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to the leadoff hitter for Brush in the second inning. And the pitch swung on and lined foul off to the right. Remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bee Diggers back in action on Thursday when they host Tinmouth, and Saturday they're in Greeley against University. All the games right here on 1010 KSIR. Holsa checking out that armband. And the offering. Swung on and grounded foul along the third base side. Remains at 2-2. That's the one thing that Brisa will make you do. She'll make you work the count. She will work a pitcher. So we'll do it again. 222 straight away. So if you have some pop, you can certainly clear the fence. Holsa with the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and driven in the air to left field. That one is way back, and it is gone! A home run for Brisa Aguirre Garcia over the 195 mark in left field. And the Bee Diggers lead 1-0 in the second inning from Kersey. And there you go for Brisa Aguirre Garcia. And that is her first home run of the season. Here's Avery Lefevre, almost on cue with that shot. Lefevre hitting .325, well under the team average. But a tremendous athlete. She gets going. It's not easy to retire. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Coming on, that might drop. It's going to drop for a base hit. And now Lefevre to second. She's going to head for third. The throw is going to be, nope, not made. It was loose in the infield with a baseball, with a softball, I should say. It's a triple for Lefevre. The right fielder, Curtis, nearly got to that ball. But Lefevre's got the base hit. So a homer and a triple to begin the second. For Mason Unrein, .317 hitter for Brush. Another right-handed hitter. The Bee Diggers feature all righties with the exception of Carly Tatalini. The offering. Swing and a miss. Took something off it. It's 0-1. Unrein was well out in front. No balls and 1 strike. Checking the armband again is Holsa. The pitch. Swung on and line foul. Again, out in front of the pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. So taking advantage of that 195 mark was Brisa Aguirre Garcia. 0-2 on Unrein. Nobody out, top of the second. Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing. The infield is playing back. They'll concede the run. The offering. Swing and a miss. The ball loose in the dirt. The throw to first will be in time. Runner breaks for the plate and scoring and sliding as Lefevre. It's 2-0 Brush. But it is a strikeout of Mason Unrein. Here's Olivia Gillick. Now Gillick has lifted her average to .294 after getting a couple of hits over the weekend in one of those games, and that's a good sign for her. And Avery Lefevre is such an aggressive base runner, not only with the triple leading, or with the second hit of the inning, but then taking off there as soon as the ball got a little bit loose, even though the strikeout was completed at first base. Righty against righty. Holsa to the plate. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 to Olivia Gillick. And the offering. Changeup is swung on and fouled off to the left. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Gillick. Is she going to pull the string again? The pitch. Now bounces that one in. Holsa lost a little bit of control of that pitch. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. A home run by Brisa Aguirre Garcia, a triple by Lefevre, who would score on the strikeout to Mason Unrein when the ball was dropped, but then the strikeout was recorded at first. Swung on and fouled back. Really shortening up that swing. Lots of arms on this swing from Gillick, just making sure she makes contact. 1 ball and 2 strikes, which means if she hits it, it's probably not going to go too far, but she could put it in play unless she starts using more the lower body with a step to pitch. Swung on, that's lifted in the infield third base side, and the ball is caught for the second out. And there's 2 down as Nevaeh Garcia puts it away. 2 down for Amaya Bruno. Bruno hitting .346 as the 9-hitter. Good average for the 9-hitter. And the pitch. That one sails to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes to Amaya Bruno. The Bee Diggers with a 2-0 lead in the second in Kersey. And the offering. That's a strike. Right down the middle, it's 1-1. To Bruno. The Bee Diggers have 3 hits in the game. 1-1. And the offering. And that one bounces in. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Bee Digger catcher, Amaya Bruno. It's a senior laden squad for Brush. Only 2 starters. And Brisa Aguirre Garcia and Lefevre, who are under-class women. And that pitch is in the dirt. 3-1. And watch out because you've got Cashlyn Tattalini on deck. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and grounded for a base hit into center field. A sharply hit ball there by Amaya Bruno, and the inning continues for Cashlyn Tattalini. And here is Keely Langford. She'll run at first base. She'll be the courtesy runner. So you can expect a stolen base anytime soon. Tattalini singled and was cut down at the plate. That's the Bee Diggers' 4th hit in the 3rd of the inning. A double would have them hit for the cycle. Brush football back at it on Friday night against Rifle. Keep in mind that's a 6 o'clock start. That Brush Rifle game will now start at 6 o'clock right here on 1010 KSIR as they move the game up an hour. With Tyler Carmen, the pitch, swing and a foul to the backstop. No balls and 1 strike to Cashlyn Tattalini. Both teams were kept off the board in the first. Aguirre Garcia's home run sailed over the 195 sign in left field. And the offering, changeup is swung on, lifted down the left field side and out of play. You know, Hulsa's got an excellent changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, you'd have to think right now that Langford's going to take off. Too much speed, and if Cashlyn hits one, that could give her an extra base, maybe an extra 2 bases. So it's no balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. And 2 across in the second. Waiting for that ball to get back in play. No wind to speak of whatsoever. That flag is limp in right center. The pitch, and that's low. Langford to second to throw up the second base side, and she's in there with a stolen base standing. Now a base hit could extend the lead. 1-2. Here to Cashlyn Tattalini.
1-2 now for Tattalini.
And the offering. Swung on line, fair along the third baseline, headed for the corner. Langford's around third, she will score, and Tattalini in the second with a 2-out RBI double. And Brush leads Platte Valley in the second, 3-0. Talk about placing it perfectly. Tattalini's now 2 for 2. And here is Braylon Rule She has homered this year. First time up, she popped a second. That's upstairs. A ball and no strikes. Here to Braylon. And the offering. And that one's down and in. 2-0. 2-0 to Rule. The pitch. Swing and a foul off to the right. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, we're in the top of the second inning. The Bee Diggers with a 3-0 lead. Looking for more with their best hitter at the plate in Braylon Rule. Rule hitting well over 600 going into the game. It is 2-1. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. That will drop for a base hit. Around third and scoring easily is Cashlyn Tatalini. Braylon Rule has come through with an RBI single. And the Bee Diggers lead 4-0 in the top half of the second inning from Kersey. Was not hit hard, but in the perfect spot. Hey, the Bee Diggers have really only hit a couple of balls hard in this. Well, let's see. You did have that base hit by Bruno that was sharply up the middle, and that one bounces in. And to second is Braylon Rule with a stolen base. Again, offense has not been the issue for the Bee Diggers. If they get the pitching and defense, they are very difficult to beat. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Carly takes it for a strike. Runner to third. No throw as the ball was dropped by Farthing. And the count is at 1-1. Let's see if Carly can extend the lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on, grounded, off the first baseman into right field. Scoring is Braylon Rule. The Bee Diggers have a 5th run. And that'll be an E3, the second error over there at first. And the Bee Diggers with a 5 spot. 5-0 brush. No RBI there for Tatalini. Alicia Hernandez has homered 3 times this season, but she grounded to the circle in her first plate appearance. But that's the thing in softball. You have short fields, you hit the ball on the ground, you never know what happens. And the pitch by Hulsa. And that one all the way to the screen. And sliding in head first is Carly Tatalini to be sure. It goes as a stolen base because she was going anyway. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers trying to make quick work of Platte Valley with a 5-run advantage in the second. That could save you some pitching as well. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. And that one hit her on the left foot. And the Bee Diggers have batted around in this inning. And in fact, Brisa Aguirre Garcia, who homered to lead off the inning, is at the plate. This time she's got 2 on base with 2 down. The rare 2 homers in an inning is something we could see here. Hinojosa to the plate. Swung on and lifted towards center field. That one's got plenty of distance to it, and it's going to bounce up against the bottom of the fence. 1 run scores. Runner rounding third. It's going to be a 2-run, 2-out double for Brisa Aguirre Garcia. And the Bee Diggers now lead 7-0. As both Tatalini and Hernandez scored 3 RBIs in the inning. Just didn't clear that center field fence, which is 222 away. Avery Lefevre tripled earlier in this inning and scored as time is called. Yeah, Tatalini and Hernandez scored easily. The Bee Diggers with a 7-0 advantage. The pitch. That's a strike down the middle at the knees. And they've scored a lot of these runs with 2 outs. I think 4 of the 7 runs have been scored with 2 down, which is big. Now, a lot of them are unearned as well, and they're unearned because of the 2-out error over at first base. No balls and 1 strike to Avery Lefevre. We'll have a busy recap of the inning and the offering. Swung on line, base hit. Let's see if Brisa can score. She's going to step on third, headed towards the plate. The throw on a hop. She slides in head first. Lefevre with an RBI single, heading to second on the throw. And the Bee Diggers lead 8-0 in the second inning. A solid shot. And we're going to have a visit to the circle. Again, a lot of these runs are unearned. That's because of that error earlier in the inning. And for the Bee Diggers, this will be the 12th hitter of the inning. 12 hitters for Brush. Mason Unrein did strike out earlier in this inning. Lefevre scored because the ball was in the dirt and Farthing had to throw to first to complete the strikeout. By the way, we will have some video highlights. Video highlights coming up a little bit later on our KSIR B106 YouTube page. Mason certainly doesn't want to make 2 outs in 1 inning. The pitch, and that ball hit her on the left foot. Second hit batter of the inning. And that'll give Olivia Gillick, who popped out to third, a chance to hit. In fact, she was the last Bee Digger to be retired. Unrein and Gillick were retired back-to-back. And since then, 8 in a row have reached for Brush. Unrein trying to work off that little ache there to the foot. So here is Gillick. And the offering. Swung on, that is popped up, foul territory, right side, Hinojosa. They can't get to it. The pitcher, first baseman, and catcher converged, and nobody made the catch. And Gillick will have another swing. You have Olivia. There's a lot of arms on that swing. She's a strong hitter, but she's got to use that lower body. That's a lot of arms. That's why the ball's not going anywhere. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. That's upstairs. Good eye there. 1 ball and 1 strike. 8-0 Brush. We're in the second inning. 5 of the 8 runs scored with 2 outs. Gillick awaits. 1-1. And that one is down and in. And for some reason, way off of first. And now the slide back in and safe. Oh, they can't call her out. No way. You can't call her out at first. That tag was never applied. Yeah. Back to first is Mason Unrein, but that was horrific base running. Not sure what she was doing. It's like she didn't see the runner at second. Was nearly doubled up. Lefevre went to third. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I'm not sure what Mason was seeing. She was halfway between first and second. Farthing threw back to first. And Mason slid, did not dive in, but she got way under the tag. She got away with that. And the pitch. That's a strike on the other half. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Olivia Gillick. Olivia looking for a base hit to score another run. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And that's it. And the Bee Diggers have finally been retired in this top of the second inning. But for Brush, they pick up 8 runs on 7 hits. There was a huge error, a 2-out error and 2 left. To the bottom of the second we go in Kersey. And the Bee Diggers lead by a score of 8-0 over the Platte Valley Broncos on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Brush Bee Diggers are in control in this game, 8-0 in the bottom of the second inning, looking for their 11th consecutive win. The pitch is swung on, grounded left side. Nice backhand stop by Tatalini. Long throw to first is going to be late, and it takes a hop, and it goes up against the fence anyway. A base hit, an infield hit for Farthing. And here's Nevaeh Garcia. And for Platte Valley, that's their first hit of the game. Nevaeh Garcia, another right-handed hitter, steps in. And the big difference, Platte Valley hitting 280 as a team going in. The Bee Diggers at 428. Garcia hitting 237. Yeah, Farthing, who just got on the leading hitter on this team at 406. The offering, and that bounces off of Bruno. That'll be a wild pitch. Farthing to second. Now that's looks like a courtesy runner over there. Diaz Galindo. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Some hard stuff there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Braylon Rule to the plate. Upstairs, it's 2-1. Yeah, the Bee Diggers really got rolling with a couple of really good weekends. The pitch, that's a strike on the outer half, and the count is at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Garcia. And the pitch, and a check swing, but she won. It's a strikeout on a pitch that was above the letters, and that's strikeout number 1 for Braylon Rule. 1 down for Nevaeh McKenzie, left-handed hitter. Braylon Rule walked 1 in the first inning. And the offering way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Followed by Mckenna Hollis. With a runner at second and 1 down. In the bottom of the second, the pitch. Swing and a miss. On a pitch away, the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. This inning brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. One-stop shopping does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Swung on and lifted foul off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. That's Stubbs Gas and Oil. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McKenzie. Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing. As Brisa Aguirre Garcia had 2 of the 7 hits in the second, a solo homer and a 2-run double. The pitch down and away. Nice scoop up there by Bruno. Count levels at 2-2. Braylon with her 22nd pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. McKenzie strikes out. 2nd consecutive strikeout. Here's Mckenna Hollis. And nothing down the middle there for Rule. If they're going to swing, there's no reason to throw it down the middle. Hollis batting 185. And if the Bee Diggers have their way, they're looking for a 4 or 5 inning game this afternoon in Kersey. The pitch bounces in, bounces away to the backstop. Wild pitch will send Diaz Galindo to third. 1 ball and no strikes. With 2 down, and the offering swung on and tapped foul to the backstop, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Mckenna Hollis, the number 7 hitter. Right-handed hitter for Platte Valley. The pitch, that's right there on the outer half for a strike, thigh high, and it's 1-2. 1 pitch away from striking out the side in the second is Braylon Rule. With an open stance is Hollis. The pitch, swing and a foul to the backstop. Challenged her on the inner half. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Platte Valley with 2 wins total in a span of 2 years and then 8 this year. The pitch, outside, throw to third, and now the runner caught between third and home, the throw to the plate. Bruno chasing her down. She'll throw back to third, the tag, and out at third base as Tatalini applied the tag. That'll go 2-5 to 2-6. And the runner is cut down. 2 innings complete. It's Brush 8, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you from Platte Valley High School in Kersey. The Bee Diggers with 8 runs in the second lead 8-0 as we head to the third. It'll be Amaya Bruno, Cashlyn Tatalini, and Braylon Rule against right-hander Katie Hinojosa. And she actually has not pitched poorly. I mean, you look at it right now. She's allowed 8 runs, but only 4 earned because of a couple of errors. And that's part of maturing as a team, getting that defensive support. Bruno singled and later scored in the second. The pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup. No balls and 1 strike to Amaya Bruno. And the offering. Another change-ups up and away. Yeah, if you got a 10-run lead after 5, I believe it's 15 after 4, but we're only in the third. You need about a 20-run lead in order to secure it after 3. They need a huge inning. Swung on in line, foul off to the right, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Amaya Bruno. Again, the Bee Diggers return home on Thursday against Tinmouth. Easy to say, right? No, it's not Tinmouth. It's Timnuth. 1-2 the pitch, and that one got her on the front foot. 3 hit batters by Hinojosa. And here is Cashlyn Tatalini, who has been a terror. She has singled and doubled. Keely Langford will now be the courtesy runner. She's already scored a run in this game. Cashlyn awaits the pitch. And here it is. Up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 8 runs on 8 hits for Brush. No runs, 1 hit for Platte Valley. The Bee Diggers have not committed a miscue. Platte Valley with a couple of errors. The Bee Diggers have left 3 on base. The offering. That is down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. With Braylon Rule on deck. We should mention that, let's see, the game time temperature as the sun has disappeared. Swing and a miss and a changeup. Langford to second. No throw as the ball was dropped. 90 degrees in Kersey. Langford with her second stolen base. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cashlyn Tatalini. Nice job by Hinojosa pulling the string on that pitch. Looking at that armband and the 2-1. And that's in the dirt. Langford to third. There's a late throw. That'll be a wild pitch. Now, there is no question at all about this offense. 0. The offense is there. If everything else comes together, watch out. And the 3-1 pitch. Up and away, and it's a walk. And Braylon Rule, who has popped out and singled in a run, will now bat for Brush. The Bee Diggers have 1 home run in the game. It came from Aguirre Garcia in the second. They have 1 triple in the game. That came from Avery Lefevre right after Brisa. With an open stand. Rule awaits the pitch. Swung on and lined and into left field for a base hit right off her fist. Langford scores. And the Bee Diggers now lead 9-0 with runners at first and second and nobody out in the top of the third. Not hit hard, but in a perfect spot. Braylon now 2 for 3. Carly Tatalini has reached on 2 errors, and she pops it up. Should be an infield fly, but it's going to be caught anyway by Fosquet. And there's 1 down. So Carly Tatalini is 0 for 3. Here's Alicia Hernandez. Delaney Draggart is now the courtesy runner at first for Brush. Hernandez grounded out and was hit by a pitch. And she has 3 homers on the season. And the offering swung on and chopped the third. And going to the bag and stepping on the bag just in time for the force out. That was a late decision made by Garcia, but she was able to step on the bag and get Cashlyn Tatalini 2 down. 5 unassisted on the grounder to third. Brisa with a home run and a double. And the pitch. And that's down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Dragger at the lead runner at second. Alicia at first. Hinojosa to the plate. Fouled straight back. Got a good swing on that one. Just got underneath it. 1 ball and 1 strike. The B-Diggers tallied 8 runs in the second and have 1 run so far in the third for a 9-0 lead. Brisa closes up that stance. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. And that bounces in. And watch out. Hernandez well off of first. Got to watch that lead runner. Dragger was closer to second. And if she doesn't take off, then the trail runner's got to stay put at first. 2 balls and 1 strike. And you don't want to be overly aggressive in a 9-0 game. I mean, if you got to take a chance because you're down, that's one thing. Because the one danger teams face is when they're up in games like this, they can develop sloppy habits. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down, top of the third inning. And Brush leads 9-0. Brisa digs back in. And the 2-1 pitch. Up and away. 3-1. You know that Brisa does not want to be issued a base on balls. Anything near the strike zone, she's going to be swinging. 3-1 from the right-hander, Hinojosa. The pitch, that is outside. It's a walk, and Avery Lefevre comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Lefevre is 2 for 2. She's tripled and singled. And she was hitting under 400 going into this game, but that average has been lifted. And watch out if you're swinging at the first pitch. The B-Diggers attack early, but it's got to be a strike. Pitch to Lefevre. Swung on and grounded for a base hit into center field. Draggert's going to score. Rounding third is Hernandez. And then the ball gets loose in center field. Aguirre Garcia's going to round third. And Lefevre's into second. It'll be a 2-run single and an error in center. And Brush now leads 12-0. And Lefevre is 3 for 3. So a 2 RBI single. And the air in center by McKenzie. Pitch to Unrein is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. To Mason Unrein. Struck out and hit by a pitch. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. That will drop for a base hit. Lefevre's around third. She will step on home plate. And the B-Diggers have a baker's dozen on the board. It's 13-0 in the top of the third inning. On a little looper by Mason Unrein. Now the B-Diggers are going to start clearing the bench, but Olivia Gillick will hit. Reese Lambert will be the courtesy runner at first. Gillick has popped out and struck out. 0 for 2. Lambert with plenty of speed. Olivia awaits the pitch. Swung on and popped up foul territory. Third base side, long run. It's going to drop, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Gillick. Playing first today, as she has most of the season for the B-Diggers. Bee Diggers at 5 across in the third. And the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Woods is going to charge. She'll throw to first. And in time, as Gillett got down that line nicely, but she is barely retired. And the Bee Diggers are in the top of the third inning. 5 runs on 3 hits, a huge error, and 1 left. 2.5 complete. From Kersey, Brush 13, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the pitch is in the dirt to Mckenna Hollis, 13-0 Brush as we head to the bottom of the third inning in Kersey. And the offering, swinging a foul straight back. Platte Valley's had 2 base runners, but both eliminated on the bases. Straight up at 5 o'clock here in Northeast Colorado. Braylon Rule's thrown just 29 pitches. And the 1-1. Outside, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Brush could be as few as 6 outs away from generating their 12th victory of the pitch. Down the middle for a strike, a swinging strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 7, 8, and 9 for Platte Valley in the bottom of the third inning. With an open stance, the pitch up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Braylon Rule did pick up 2 strikeouts in the second. 3-2. No, that's high. Boy, again, that's just not being sure where the ball's going to go with a 13-0 lead. Because you know she wants to throw a strike, but again, is not totally sure. And Braylon, with all that talent, has been fighting that at times. The pitch, and that's down and in to Tylee Curtis. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, check that. That'll be Sydney Meyer stepping in, and that one bounces in and bounces away. 2-0. Wild pitch sends Hollis to second. This is the way the game gets extended. It's not going to be because of Platte Valley. It'll be because of Brush with a 13-0 lead. And the 2-0 pitch, not even close, up and away. 3-0. The reason this matters now is because of what happens in the postseason. If this were to happen in a critical game where your starter just can't find the play, that's a strike, then you start worrying. 3-1 because there's really no pressure now. The game has been decided, but you just want to throw strikes. Danica Foskett on deck, 3-1. That's right down the middle for a strike. Good job by Braylon. Let's see if she can come all the way back. 3 balls and 2 strikes because Meyer's not taking the bat off her shoulder unless she sees a pitch here she can hit. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch away. Nice job of Braylon Rule coming back from a 3-0 count and recording her 3rd strikeout. Here's Danica Foskett. That's an excellent job by Rule. But she battled back, and now time is called by the home plate umpire. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Now I think Braylon is comfortable. Needed that first strike, and now feels a lot more comfortable inside the circle. 40 pitches for Braylon, but again, the ratio not good. 21 strikes, 19 balls. Swung on and grounded sharply to second on 1 hop. Batista throws to first for the out. There's 2 down. She's a solid player defensively as Aguirre Garcia. Advancing to third is Hollis. And here is Hinojosa, who grounded to the circle in the first inning, which was an hour ago. The bottom of the first was an hour ago, and that's what happens when the Bee Diggers put together huge rallies like they did with the 8-run second and 5 more tallies in the third. By the way, this inning brought to you by Better Electric, covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better does matter. Better Electric, 970-521-1030, the pitch. And that one bounces away. Runner heads towards the plate. The slide, and in there, it's going to be a wild pitch. And scoring is Hollis. It's 13-1. That's the only negative, really, for Braylon Rule. That is her fourth wild pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering right down the middle for strike 1 at the knees. It's 1-1. Reese Lambert, incidentally, playing short now for Brush. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to second. Brisa's right there. An easy throw to first. She's a good-looking second sacker. And that's it. Platte Valley does score a run without a hit. We head to the 4th inning. Brush 13, Platte Valley 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you from Kersey. Let's head to the 4th inning. The Bee Diggers with a 13-1 lead over Platte Valley as they scored 8 runs in the second, 5 in the third. Here's Amaya Bruno. The pitch, and that's upstairs with a rise ball. 1 ball and no strikes. A single and a hit by pitch to Amaya. Bee Diggers can score, 3 runs in whole Platte Valley. That would be it. 1 ball and no strikes. Hinojosa to the dish. Swing and a miss, took something off it. It's 1-1. Brush has found the holes. 11 hits in the game. And they have played perfect defense so far. The offering swung on and fouled straight back. 1-2 to Amaya Bruno. Yeah, this is going to end up being one of the best seasons for Brush in terms of wins and losses. And the offering swung on and lifted into shallow center field. That's going to drop. The Texas Leaguer dropped for a base hit as McKenzie gave chase. And Bruno was fooled, but she was fooled to the point that she placed it perfectly. We'll have a courtesy runner. Let's see if that's going to be Delaney Draggart, and it will be. So Draggart's at first, and here is Cashlyn Tatalini. The Bee Diggers have picked up their 12th hit of the game. Wind picks up a little bit, but we do have 1 home run. And that was from Brisa Aguirre Garcia in the second to get the scoring started. That was the rally starter and the biggest hit of that inning. The pitch, and that went behind her to the backstop. Draggart to second on the wild pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see if Platte Valley's played that Timnath team. Let's see. The pitch is swung on and lifted down the left field side, and the ball's going to be caught. Draggart's got to get back to second, and she will. And the ball gets away into foul territory down the right side. So that'll be a catch out there by Mckenna Hollis in the air, allowing Draggart to advance to third, and there's 1 down. Nice backhanded catch by Hollis in left field. And here's Braylon Rule. 2 for 3, popped out in the infield and singled twice. The pitch, a strike, a high strike. No balls and 1 strike to Braylon. Let's see, they have not played Timnath. Play them later in the season, October 3rd, does Platte Valley. And that's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Braylon looking for her 3rd hit in as many plate appearances. And the offering, that's a little bit below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. 13-1 Brush. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Yeah, I thought, Holsa thought she might have had a strike there, but called a little bit low. And the 2-1. Swung on, lined, off the bag, into left field for a base hit. Draggart scores, and Braylon rolls into second with an RBI double. And the Bee Diggers get the run back. They relinquished in the third. It's 14-1 in the 4th. And that'll bring up Carly Tatalini. Carly is 0 for 3. Reached on an air twice and popped out. She's hit the ball to the right side every time. And she swings and sends that one into shallow center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Lots of speed by Rule. The throw towards the plate, the slide, and it's off the glove of the catcher Farthing. And to second is Tatalini. It'll be an RBI single. And Brush now leads 15-1. Well, that was a good throw delivered by the center fielder, McKenzie. Really good throw. And the Bee Diggers have picked up another run. And we'll have Keely Langford. Nope. Let's see. Is that Keely? I think it is. Yeah, now stepping in. It should be Keely from the right side. And it is. Keely Langford will step in and hit for Brush. And even though Keely didn't start this game, although she's been on the bases as a courtesy runner, she has torn it up this year. 733. Woo. Man. 733 average for Langford. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch above the letters. Yeah, anxious to hit. No balls and 1 strike. She does have a quick bat and quick legs, too. She can run. No balls and 1 strike to Langford. 15-1 Brush, the offering. That's upstairs. Nice snag there by Farthing. And the count levels at 1-1. And Langford can really hit the ball to any side. He ran up the middle, for that matter. And the 1-1. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes on that little changeup thrown by Kate Hinojosa. 1-2 to Keely Langford in the top of the 4th inning. The Bee Diggers up by 14. The pitch, swing and a miss. A rare strike out of Langford. There's 2 down. And here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia, who has really had a huge game. She has really had a great game. A home run, a double, and a walk. 3 RBIs. The offering. Swung on in. Base hit into left field on a sharp ground ball. Tatalini rounds third. The throw's going to be up the third base side. And Brisa's now 3 for 3 in the Bee Diggers lead. 16-1 on that sharp ground ball. And let's see, is Lefevre, well, we're going to have a courtesy runner. First, let's get our scorecard up to date here. Let's see the courtesy runner for Brush. Yeah, Molly Wolf will be at first base for the Bee Diggers. After another base hit from Brisa Aguirre Garcia, Brush has 15 in the game. Lefevre has tripled and singled twice. She's over 400 now in the season. The pitch, up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Now, Platte Valley scores a run in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the 5th inning. If Brush does not score another run here, got to be up by, I believe it's 15. I don't think it's 12. We'll see. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into left field. That's got some carry to it. To her left is Hollis. She can't make the catch. It's over a glove. Rounding third is Wolf. Wolf heads towards the plate. It's going to be the 4th hit of the game for Lefevre, an RBI double. And the Bee Diggers now lead 17-1 with 4 more runs in the 4th inning. And Lefevre has nearly hit for the cycle. Here is Reese Lambert. Lambert with her first plate appearance of the game. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, you cannot swing at that. That was up and in. Yeah, I mean, the philosophy of swinging at the first pitch is fine, but it's got to be a strike. A 308 average. Hinojosa to the dish. bounces all the way to the backstop. On the wild pitch, Lefevre to third. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bee Diggers have had a lot of double-digit games this season. Had 17 against Faith Christian to open the year, 17 against Holyoke. So they have matched their biggest total. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Lambert not looking good so far. Let's see if she can adjust on a 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Kate Inohosa. Lambert awaits. And here it is. Swung on. That is lifted to left field. Hollis to her left. Settles under it. Makes the grab. And the Bee Diggers put together another productive inning here in this fourth. For Brush in the top of the fourth inning. They pick up 5 runs. Check it, 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and a man left, and a base runner left, I should say. Let's head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Brush 17, Platte Valley 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the pitch is swung on and grounded foul off the left side there by Sadie Lynch. Brush with a 17-1 lead heading into the bottom of the fourth inning. Platte Valley needs to score a couple to extend the game. Lynch, Woods, and Farthing against Braylon Rule. Swing and a miss, and Braylon looks like she's getting back into a rhythm. Rule has struck out 3, walked 2, thrown 4 wild pitches. The offering way outside on the changeup. Lynch walked her first time up. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sadie Lynch, and the pitch outside again. Delaney Draggart, the new catcher. This inning brought to you by Rudy's Tires. 9 is the magic number. 9 locations across northeast Colorado, Nebraska. Means there's always a location close by. The pitch called strike 3, outside corner. And Sadie Lynch is out number 1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. That thing was painted perfectly. Here's Riley Woods, who grounded to short in her first plate appearance. Platte Valley has been limited to 1 hit. That came from Miranda Farthing. And the offering. That's right there for a strike on the outer half of the knees. Nice frame job there by Delaney Draggart. No balls and 1 strike. Keely Langford is now in right field. And the offering. And that one looked like it hit her back foot. It did. So there's a base runner for Platte Valley. Yeah, I got her on the back foot. Miranda Farthing singled. And Bay Diggers pick up these 2 outs and get this game over with and wait for Timnath on Thursday in Brush. And the offering over but low. 1 ball and no strikes, and looking ahead to Tinmouth, which is a new school home, man. They are 0-14. Tom's going to clear the bench. Coach Odell will clear the bench on Thursday, without a doubt. He's already cleared the bench here for the most part. Pitch swung on and grounded left side, and to second, nobody's there. And then the throw's made to first late. Well, Lambert was there, but the Bee Diggers have a new second baseman. Not sure who's playing there, but she was nowhere near the bag. Oh, man, Tom Odell does not like that at all. I don't blame him. I mean, that's how you lose playing time, but second baseman for Brush was nowhere near the bag, and then Lambert unleashed a first, and it was late. We'll give Farthing an infield hit. The pitch, that's off the glove, but not far enough. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, you do have the starters out for Brush for the most part now. So those things are forecastable. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Yeah, I can't spot that number for Brush at second. But again, it's essentially a new infield for the Bee Diggers. And the 1-1 pitch Swing and a miss, and a pitch down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, I've got to look at this roster here that I got before the game because they have cleared the bench. 1-2, and that pitch sails to the screen. Now, don't throw it. I don't know why Draggard threw it into left field. That's a terrible decision. And that's going to score a run at 17-2. I'm not sure why Delaney did that. I mean, the ball's already to the screen. It'll be a wild pitch and an error on the catcher. And it's now 17-2. And she made a strong throw, but there's no reason to unleash that softball. 0. So Garcia up there with a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. 17-2. Platte Valley scores another run. Yeah, Michelle Headley at second base. And the pitch outside. It's 3-2. Yeah, off the bench for Brush, Lambert, Langford, Wolf. Taking Haluska, Draggard at the plate, or behind the plate, Castillo, Headley, and Cox. Swung on line. That's a base hit into right field. And Keeley comes up, throws to first. That'll be late. Had a shot there, but it's a base hit. And Platte Valley wants to move this game into the top of the 5th inning, 1st and 3rd. Runner has to hold up over there. And the courtesy runner, I believe that's Diaz Galindo. And now, after the base hit by Garcia, here's McKenzie, who struck out a first time up. Swung on and fouled straight back. So it's 17-2. Platte Valley's tallied a run in each of the last 2 innings, including this one. Braylon Rule to the plate. Swung on and popped up. That's going to be trouble down the right field line. And that one's off the glove of Headley into foul territory. A run scores. Will score that a hit. She nearly made the play with the outstretched glove. And it's now 17-3. It was a makeable play, but she was still on the run. And the game will go into the 5th inning. And Platte Valley all of a sudden swinging here against Braylon Rule. And the pitch. That's a strike. I mean, I'm sure there's some beat diggers that are happy about that because, quite frankly, they get to hit, especially if they have not been at the plate. And a pitch swung on. That is lifted right side of the infield. Rule, though, is going to back up and make the catch. And retired there was Leah Camacho. 2 down. Well, that's too bad. And a 17-3 game will extend to the 5th inning. Here's Sydney Meyer, struck out her first time up. Garcia at second. They're both McKenzie's and or both Nevaeh's and McKenzie at first, and that pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And Braylon has battled. Maybe it is 12 runs after 4. Yeah, we'll see. I think you might be right there. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I get confused between baseball and softball. Baseball, it's 15 after 4. Softball, it might be 12 there. 1-1 with 2 down and 2 on. 17-3 Brush. The pitch. And that is a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Sydney Meyer, the beat digger scored 8 runs in the second, 5 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. They have 16 hits in the game, and that one is in the dirt, and that one skips away. And throw to third by Draggard. Runners have to go back to first and second. Nice awareness there by Delaney Draggard, but it's 3-1. And it's not easy to pitch in these situations. You have such a big lead, and that's why Braylon has a couple of walks and a bunch of wild pitches. She's got 4, and that is foul back. That was nearly number 5. Well, we'll find out if we go to another inning here momentarily. 3 balls and 2 strikes. B-Diggers up by 14. Meyer awaits the pitch. That is a called strike 3. And Sydney Meyer is retired. And Platte Valley in the inning scores 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 error and 2 left. Yep, it is 12 runs. 12 runs after 4. As opposed to baseball with 15. So the B-Diggers have won the game by a score of 17-3. Yeah, thanks, Jason, for the help there. We'll take a break, and we'll come back in 1 minute with an extensive recap. The Bay Diggers win for the 11th consecutive time, beating Platte Valley and Kersey 17-3 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bay Diggers defeat the Platte Valley Broncos in Kersey 17-3 in 4 innings. Post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Make sure the nutrients you've purchased for your field are getting to your crops. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water with Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy 970-571-2024. Well, the Bay Diggers, after not scoring a run in the first inning, got a leadoff homer in the second inning from Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Later on, Avery Lefevre tripled, scored, and a strikeout of Mason Unrein, making it 2-0. Bay Diggers would extend the lead in an RBI double from Cashlin Tatalini. Braylon Rule with a run-scoring single made it 4-0. And then the Bay Diggers scored 4 unearned runs. They did get a 2-run double from Brisa Aguirre Garcia, her second hit of the inning. And Avery Lefevre had 2 hits in the inning as well, with an RBI single, making it 8-0. And then if that wasn't put away by that point, Brush scored 5 more in the third, I should say. Run-scoring single from Braylon Rule to make it 9-0. Lefevre had a 2-run single, a third run scored on an error. Mason Unrein with an RBI single, and Brush wins 17-3. The winning pitcher in the game was Braylon Rule. The loss went to Kate Hinojosa. And the time of the game was 1 hour and 25 minutes. For the Bay Diggers collectively, amongst the 16 hits, 4 hits came from Lefevre, 3 apiece from Braylon Rule and Brisa Garcia. Again, the line scores 17 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for Brush, 5 left on base, 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 miscues by Platte Valley, and they left 2 on base. The Bay Diggers are now 12-2, winners of 11 in a row. They'll make it 12 in a row on Thursday against 0-14 Tinmouth. And Platte Valley drops to 8-8 and 1-4 in league play. The Bay Diggers are 4-2 in the Patriot League. So next up, as I mentioned, on Thursday, we'll be on the air at 4 o'clock from Jocelyn Field and Brush when the Bay Diggers are opposed by Tinmouth. Final score once again from Kersey in 4 innings. Brush 17, Platte Valley 3. I'm John Beltran on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.